Hi and welcome to November's update from the Teagasc Pig Research Facility. So it's been a good few weeks now since the last update from the facility. We had Virtual Pig Week towards the end of October, and the unit featured quite heavily on day one of that. I hope you enjoyed it for those who saw it. I suppose just to give a small recap on that day, we kind of tried to take people through the journey really from service through gestation and into the farrowing houses in Moore Park, and I suppose outlining some of the equipment we have here, some of the uses, focusing I think a bit on body condition and weight, and then Aisling Holmes gave a very good summary of the data that's collected in the farrowing house and how we use that data. So coming back to the facility for November, 2021 is nearly over. We'll probably have one more update now before the end of the year. So to look back over the last few weeks, we have just weaned out today rep 3 of our baby feed system. So I think in the last update I would have given you, I think I would have spoken about rep 1, so we've had 2 reps since. The last rep will be in a number of weeks on that, and then there should be some results to feature maybe in a couple of months' time on how the sows have performed on those treatments. Just to give a quick recap, the treatments in the farrowing rooms for the baby feed system were 1 treatment of control, which is just the piglets and the sow, no additional creep. Then we would have another treatment which is the typical or the norm practice, which would be the sow and the introduction of creep for the litter pre-weaning, and then also the sow in another treatment with the baby feed system with liquid milk being supplied, and then the sow in the final treatment with the baby feed system with liquid milk transitioning into kind of solid. So those are the 4 treatments in that experiment. Also from today's weaning that we just had in the unit, it's the first time we'll really feature some proper research on the baby feed system in the post-weaning side of things. So we weaned out 30 pens of trial pigs onto that system today, and they'll run, some will be on supplemented milk and creep sitting alongside dry feed, and some will just be on dry feed like is the conventional practice. So that's a kind of a quick recap on the baby feed. Numbers wise, I think they were discussed probably very in depth in the Virtual Pig Week day, but just to summarize quickly again, our typical farrowings are say 25 to 28 sows, where our average birth weight in piglets is about 1.4 kilos. Our average live born year to date is a little over 16. We're typically weaning 13.5 pigs out at a kind of a weaning range in kilograms of between 8 and 8.7. Our last weaning was up at 8.7 for 13.4 piglets. Our year to date number that we would have quoted in Virtual Pig Week is 8.3, so typically the range is 8 to 8.7. Weaning pigs then are spending 6.5 weeks with us in this building before transitioning across to the finisher building at 33 kilos, and our finishers are moving out at say 21, 22, 23 weeks of age, so typically around the 22-week mark, averaging over 90 kilo carcass year to date also. So I suppose just to have one final review of the facility, we have put in some new equipment over the last while as well. We installed some new electronic sow feeding stations in our dry sow house. So the ones we had before that were with us since 2008. And also we're continuing to upgrade our feed system software. We have our dry pro systems that do the main buildings up here done, and the wet feed is being finished off in the first week in December, and there will be a trial starting on that a couple of days after that's completed. Research wise, we have a lot on the go too throughout the whole unit, really ranging from the sows in the farrowing house, piglets in the farrowing house, a lot of work there. As I spoke about, the baby feed would be a component of that. Moving into the weaners, as I spoke about, the baby feed is a component of the research we're doing in there on pigs. And we're also conducting a number of experiments in the finishing side as well. So pretty much the entire evolution or the entire journey of the pig is being captured on experiments all the way through. So that's it for the November update from the Pig Research Facility, and we will talk again before Christmas.